Probably what Weaver's doing. He likes to record all my lectures.
Should we wait a couple more minutes? We'll just wait for a couple more minutes for everyone who's on Zoom before we start.
That's what it's about right now.
They're online as well.
Oh, they are. It's like 5 o'clock in the morning. Their time.
It is,
4 or
but I
5.
knew they'd make it.
4 or 5 in the morning their time.
So
I
I
talked to
saw
them.
them logged in.
I talked to them on Kyoto the other day. I said, you don't need.
Oh, you can?
Dr.
Is that you, Kishan?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for this and for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure, everyone's pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you. You probably remember, this is my wife, Jan.
Hi.
Kishan, Chairman.
Good to meet you.
Everybody else
Dr. Dan.
has met Jan.
Okay.
Hi, Ken.
Hello, is that you, Yushimi?
How are you? I
I'm
can't
very
see your
good, thank
face.
you.
Can you just somebody move your head so that I can see your face?
Somebody blocking me?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, that's
I
good.
didn't know the camera is here.
I see
How are
somebody's
you,
back of the
Yushimi?
head.
So good to hear from you. It's so nice of you
Yeah.
to join.
I know. You're retiring, finally.
Finally,
Well,
I'm not sure how to take that. I can take that a couple of different ways.
yeah, no, you should continue your, reading, whatever.
How are things in Utah?
Oh, it's okay. It's, busy and then fun. But yeah, the COVID-19 is just sort of like changing the way we do things. So, yeah.
Everywhere.
I
How is
know.
the Toast in America?
Yeah, she's fine. She's surviving. She's not sick. So that's a good thing, right? So, yeah, it's great. I know you built a neuro section. I don't know, you're mid 80 or early 80 you came in, right? A long time.
Mid-80s.
Mid 80. Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you for all you have done. Yeah.
86. And you carried the ball, carried the tradition, and grew things for a while too.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. I know you recruited Wendy and Bobby and Joe Eskridge, right?
Right?
Yeah. Wow. That's fantastic. I think you must be very proud of what you have done, the current
And I
University of
recruited you
Washington,
too.
people.
I recruited you too, if you can remember.
No,
Yeah.
it's wonderful. So great to see you.
You had a little girl in a bassinet.
I know.
Quite a few years, isn't it?
Yeah, Erica was like 6 months old when we moved, and then yes, that's right. When we interviewed, it was like she was like a couple of months old, little tiny baby.
I know. I remember you coming to the interview and the
I know,
welcome
20
party.
years ago.
her and the bassinet.
All right, Swati, do you want to get started? Yep. Okay, let's get started. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming out today to help us parallel Dr. Maravilla. As Dr. Amza and Maravilla are just discussing, he joined UW in the neuroradiology section in 1986. He's been at UW for a really long time. He founded DISC, the Diagnostic Imaging Sciences Center, which is the MRI research center for the university. He also created the vision for Magnetic Resonance Research Lab, which includes DISC and IBIC, two of the hubs for MRI research here. As a researcher, we all know that he has been very, very successful. He has countless number of grants. As a junior investigator, I am just so honored to have known him as somebody who has more than 200 publications, so many conference papers, and so many grants. But as the director of DISC, he has facilitated many new projects and encouraged many junior investigators to pursue science. As a member of DISC and IBIC, I know that he used to stop by my office and just casually ask, what are you doing now? And the conversation would always end up with me thinking about a new idea and a new application. So that's what working with Dr. Maravilla leads to. He has been a great mentor and an inspiration to all the junior faculty, to neuroradiology residents, and to trainees, but above all, to the members of DISC. He trained and inspired us, only a handful of people, to run one of the most successful cost centers on campus, serving more than 75 PIs, 10 departments, in the university and also around the city. To Dr. M, that's what we call him passionately, we are not a technologist, a program ops specialist, or a physicist. We are facilitators of science. On his last day, he said that we were part of every scientific experiment, not just the one that we make happen at DISC, but also the one that these studies inspired. We carry that sentiment with us every day. As I went through your office, Dr. M, we saw an unimaginable number of projects that you have helped lead in the last 30 years. I saw your projector slides and floppy disks, which I've never seen before, only pictures, but they were related to Bold MRI and what it was really doing and how it could be used. We take this so much for granted. Bold is just like a routine thing for us now. And this made me realize how far we have come with MRI. And I hope that we can continue similar work at this, as Dr. Maravilla has done in these past years. As I take over from you, I hope I can be as good as you. I have big shoes to fill. Thank you for trusting me with this, but mainly from all of this, we wish you a very good luck, and we hope to keep seeing you here often. I know that we are celebrating your retirement from your position at UW, but we all know that you will never retire from science, and will never let you retire. So that's all that I have to say. I would like to really thank Lisa and Betty for helping us put this together, and mainly Dr. Sahani for coming up with the whole plan for this retirement and his idea of it that he will present shortly. So now I will just hand over to Dr. Maravilla to say a few words.
Thank you, Swati, for those kind words. That's where I believe them all, and where I deserve them all. But thank you very much. I'd really like to reserve more comments towards the end of the presentation, if that's okay. And move on. I will just like to introduce my wife, Jan, who's here beside me, and taking in these proceedings. You've probably never heard most of this stuff before, so feel free to be generous in your comments. Anyway, thank you. We can go forward.
Thank you, Dr. And so we'll move on to Dr. Sahani.
Thank you, Swati, for giving a nice introduction to Ken, and also for both you and Lisa and Betty working so hard in organizing this. Now, retirement is always a bittersweet moment, and this is so true for someone like Dr. Maravilla, who has made numerous contribution, and he has done this without any expectations. He believed in science, he believed in advancing people, he believed in research and innovations, and what a wonderful job he has done and the legacy that he has created for all of us to enjoy in the department. So Ken, thank you so much for your unique contribution, your investment in people, those you recruited and mentored, the labs you have created, the contributions you have made to science, and as a colleague, how many members in the department you supported. So you will be missed, but we are also happy for you that you will get to enjoy your retirement. And so nice to meet Jen as well. So my sincere thank you from the department for your amazing services, and my best wishes for the next adventure in your life. And I also wanted to just announce that even though it's a small token of appreciation, it's no measure of Ken's contribution. Is we will have a named grand rounds in honor of Dr. Maravilla. The grand rounds will be in the area of MRI and innovations and advances in MRI. And this will be an annual event. It will be a great reminder, not only to us, but to future generation about Ken and his contribution to science and to the department. So once again, thank you, Ken.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your kind comments.
We have Dr. Mike Goralnik.
Thanks, Swati, and thanks, Dr. Sane. I really greatly appreciate inviting me here today. Ken, hello. Hello, Jan. It's just wonderful to see you as always. I don't know how many of you realize, but it was about 20 some odd years ago that Ken came and suggested to me the kind of unique contributions that neuroimaging can make to neurodevelopmental disorders. And after many conversations, Ken developed a brain imaging core, which was included as part of our major NICHD supported grant at the Center on Human Development and Disability to provide technical support to investigators, to set up an image analysis component for an electrophysiology component, all of which provided supports and services to junior and senior investigators trying to understand the complexities of gene-brain behavior relationships and neurodevelopmental disorders. And frankly, it's just been an amazing success story ever since. Each year, the reviews, every 5 years when we compete, the reviews get better. The number of investigators has increased. The kinds of scientific questions that Ken has worked so hard to help people shape bear fruit. And it's really been an extraordinary and exciting adventure the last 20 years, Ken. And it's everyone from the CHDD, all the investigators, and certainly me personally really greatly appreciate that. I mean, certainly the success of the program that you created is due to all of the technical advances that occurred in neuroimaging. But I think everybody at the CHDD for sure, and I'm sure in the department in general, recognize that the main reason for the success is your leadership and your mentorship. I mean, being able to sort of help investigators confused about how to address various questions, how to understand very numerous complexities so that they could really improve their science has been a marvelous kind of thing to experience, and everyone so greatly appreciates it. And finally, I just want to comment that the Brain Imaging Core has been wonderful for me because it's really been the opportunity to get to know you. We've developed a friendship where I've been able to spend time with you. We've probably spent an inordinate amount of time talking about our common interests of theater and travel. And that's been so much, it's been such an enjoyable experience for me. And I certainly hope to continue our relationship with you and Jan in your retirement. So again, personally, you'll certainly be missed by everyone, but nobody more than me. And I want to just wish you all of the best in your retirement.
so much for those comments, Mike. The pleasure's been all mine, and I've immensely enjoyed our association over the years. And I should say that the real reason for the suggestion about forming a brain imaging corps was to have an excuse for our get-together luncheons and to talk about opera and theater and travel. So it's been rewarding over the years. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. So next we have Dr. Tom Grabowski. Traveling and he's trying to join in while he's traveling.
Oh. Writing grants long distance. Tom in Europe and not here.
Betty, this is Wendy. I missed the beginning. What are the ground rules? Hi, Ken.
Hi, Wendy. You're welcome. Thank you for joining.
As usual, I arrived late. You've seen that before. I don't know how to say anything except I'm going to really miss you. You were here. You brought me. You brought Bob and I and Joe, and I don't think I would have stayed here if you hadn't been here. I don't know my computer. Make sure I succeeded, and when I'm in trouble or couldn't figure out something, you were always there to explain it all those years. And the problems helped. And John, you gonna say hello to Ken? My husband's behind me.
Hello. Where are we? There I am. Hi, Ken.
Ken is there. That's
Where's Ken? I don't see him.
Ken is in the second box.
He's hiding somewhere.
And where is he? That's Ken.
There he is. That's not him. He's there. There he is. Ah, hello, Ken. It's good to see you.
And you are an amazing example of how you can keep working no matter what goes on, and you can succeed no matter what happens to you. And I was always staggered, and I was always impressed, and I always didn't know how to do anything but say, hey, how do we all match him? That's a good friend. And that's part of it.
Ken, thank you for hiring me back when you did. Seattle has been wonderful. Knowing you has been wonderful. You changed our lives for the better, and I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. Pleasure's been all mine.
And when do I cry?
Great to hear from you.
And when do I cry?
Nice to see you too.
You
I gotta go do laundry now.
As usual, he's going to do housekeeping on the departmental call.
Thank you.
How's your house?
Swati, this is Paul. If there's a break, can I say a couple things?
Yes, yes. We're opening it up to everybody now.
Okay.
Who wants to talk?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I just briefly, I've known Ken for quite a while, although I have not been in the department nearly as long, but only I think in the last 5 years since I became the vice chair of research have I had a chance to work with Ken. And I just wanted to say, Ken, I've really learned a lot from your sort of understated but thoughtful way of supporting other people in their research. I've seen it in action, as several people have many times, choosing the path that gets you to the desired goal of what's best for the investigators and the research and mentorship and their development and the basic science, the quality of the work itself. And it was, although I was not able to work with you that long, I feel like I learned a ton, and I certainly appreciated your approach and how you've benefited the department's research mission. Thank you for that.
Well, I appreciate those kind words.
Ken, this is Mahmoud here. And I just wanted to mention, when I first came on, and through my junior faculty years, I think you were an excellent mentor. Similar to what Paul was saying, very calm, very thoughtful, very supportive of us. And I think you certainly helped, beyond me, a lot of the, contemporary junior faculty with me, as well as I'm sure junior faculty for many, many years, progress through their career and really achieve the goals that they wanted to. You always had great insight and great advice that you provided us that I viewed as always very helpful. And I think it goes for both clinical and research faculty that you really helped mold and direct. And thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Mahmoud, for those words. Nothing is more gratifying than seeing young faculty succeed, and nobody's succeeded, I think, more than you in recent years. So I'm really proud of you, and your words have special meaning.
Hey, Ken, this is Jerry. I'm just going to second everything that has already been said. Hi, Jan, by the way. Good to see you. Well, I came here in 1993, and you welcomed me with open arms into this section. And, you have really led by example. I think you were always courteous and thoughtful and kind, and you're really an inspiration to everyone, to the trainees, to the junior faculty, to the senior faculty. You always had, some bit of wisdom to impart along the way. And you really set the tone for the section. I think that while we have, over the years, a lot of different personalities within the neuro section, you managed to harmonize everyone and make everyone work together and want to work together and be friends and be friendly and be productive. And, I think that the number of people on the call now, including, I see a lot of past trainees that have called in, is really a tribute to you and all that you've accomplished. So thank you. Thank you for bringing me here, letting me stay here. And letting me work with you and be your friend all these years. It's been a special time.
Thank you, Jerry, and I do cherish our friendship. And again, like I said with Mahmoud, you're a success story that makes me really proud for all that you've accomplished in your career over the years. Now you're the senior mentor in the department, so thank you.
So Ken, hi, this is Pat Poole. Just speaking for people who are not in the School of Medicine, but in arts and sciences, I think one of the things that you've made a difference to on our campus is just to raise awareness of the value of brain imaging. MRI, fMRI, MEG, all kinds of brain imaging. When you look back 20 years, look back 30 years, there was nothing. 20 years you began with the CHDD, but now look at campus. There's so many more places that imaging is possible, and student psychology will have another one. I think that growth, and even MEG here at iLabs, it comes from the culture that was shifted by the success of brain imaging as run out of your unit. So I think there's a lot of us who have gratitude of this sort of broader intellectual shift that you promoted, and that I think, the upper administration began to understand how brain imaging was going to play a role in many people's research grants and projects over the years, and that certainly has turned out to be true. So thank you for that.
That and you part of helping make brain imaging big on campus. So thank you for your support over the years and continued good success.
Hey, Ken, this is Bobby. I just wanted to thank you. You recruited me and Wendy and Joe Eskridge back in 1987. What many people don't know is the year before, in 1986, that academic year, all the neuroradiologists had left, and you and one fellow ran all of neuroradiology for the VA, UW, and Harborview. So that was quite a task. When I came, you also encouraged me to find my niche in head and neck radiology, which has been a great career for me. And you've also been a very close friend over the years. We shared a love of outdoor photography and went on a couple of wildlife photography trips together. So over the years, it's just been a great experience, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, Bobby. The pleasure's been all mine, and I do appreciate the friendship over the years, as well as your professional support and work. Your memory serves you well. You go way back to the early days. I will say in my humble modesty that the department was a lot smaller then, so one person could sort of manage it a little bit.
Hi, Ken. This is Dean. Very nice to see you, I hopefully in person later on this afternoon. I want to go back, maybe not too much where I am now, but when I was a Know Nothing resident here, starting at UW in 1990, hard to believe it was 30 years ago, struggling. And about the only thing I didn't know was I wanted to go into neuro at that time. And I remember you were very helpful and kind to me, and actually mentored me on a paper for AGR. I'm sure you've probably forgotten it now, on the pituitary infundibulum. And one of the things I remember is how you allowed me to write it all, but I think you edited it and maybe left one sentence reserved for me in the very patiently helping make it a good paper. I appreciate that very, very much. And just a couple observations people have made when I was reviewing your CV. It's hard to believe that I suppose when I started here in 1990, I thought, oh, you must have been here for 10, 15 years. You'd established this great, stable department. But I suppose you'd only been here 4 years. And as Wendy, Bobby, David, Jerry joined a little later, I think your great legacy is the stable senior members of the section and the core faculty who, unlike other sections, have maybe had more turnover. And in my present position, I think you've been a great role model, trying to model to some minor degree your leadership in trying to maintain stability and hopefully keep the section together as it confronts the yearly or monthly crises. Really appreciate all your help through the years, starting from my residency and then coming back as mentoring me as faculty here, to your faculty. I hope you enjoy your well-deserved retirement. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. And I did see a lot of promise in you as a resident, and I actually do remember that first paper that you wrote way back when on the importance of high-resolution imaging in the pituitary to separate congenital variants from tumor mimic in the pituitary stalk. So it was a good contribution, and I look forward to more contributions from you in the future. So thank you.
So Ken, were you recruited by Al Moss or by John Loop?
Al Moss.
Al Moss in 1985, yeah. And I think it's important to recognize that at that time, I think there was only one person when you arrived here, was Nicole Bolander. And so the two of you were the whole neuro section, and then eventually it became just you, and then it grew from there. So the neuro section that we see today as one of the strongest in the whole department, and certainly in the Pacific Northwest, and certainly on the West Coast, is a result of the growth that occurred during your time as a prime mover in that section. But when Yoshimi was leaving, I had a brief exit interview with her, and I said, Yoshimi, this is an amazingly successful section. Why is that true? And she said, well, it's because we have great people. We're very open and honest with each other. And we've had the strong guiding hand of Ken Maravilla now for 30 years. And she gave a lot of credit to you and your long-term support of the section for why it was where it is. But I think I came to appreciate that most when you and I traveled together to Eindhoven. We had a meeting with Philips. I was astounded at how there were international scientists there who not only knew you, but had great respect for you as a scientist. There were clinical neuroradiologists there who not only all knew you, but all were very honoring and deferential to your skills. And then you and I traveled, actually wandered around Amsterdam together for a whole day while we were waiting for our flight. And you gave me a tour of Amsterdam. And I was amazed at how much you knew about Amsterdam. And we went then in the Van Gogh Museum and you gave me a tour of Van Gogh. And I said, wow, this guy is a true Renaissance man, as well as a Renaissance physician. So at any rate, I take my hat off to you, to your career. And I can tell you from personal experience that you're going to enjoy retirement.
Well, thank you, Bill. Your friendship and your support over the years has meant a lot to me. So I appreciate your words, and I hope to keep in touch with you and maybe have some more good times to exchange memories about.
Hi, Ken. This is Chun.
Hi, Jim.
Yeah, hi. I think that I started in early 90s, and my office was just next to yours at DISC in those early days of MRI research. And I think I really consider you as a great mentor for my development over the years. For the, especially your interest in MR is so deep and so extensive. I think that we had so many interesting discussions over there that really, I think in many ways helped me to develop myself in my research interest. I really like to thank you for that. And also, I remember that we had one ISMRM was in New York, and we went to a Broadway show, and then we actually had I think it was after the Broadway show, we had a dinner there. And then because you were from New York, you all know these different places there. And it was quite an experience for me. So but in any case, I really thank you, and thank you for your friendship, and enjoy in retirement.
Thank you, John. You've been a special friend and colleague to me over the years, and I've learned as much, or if not more, from you about MR. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ken, I'll just jump in. Can't believe it's been so many years. This is Steve. And I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate over the years your being a steady hand and a support and an inspiration for me to kind of hang in there with my research. And it's been a great time together. And it's good to hear from Bill that retirement is a good thing, because I'll probably be following close behind you there. But I want to wish you the great happiness and a wonderful time, pursuing other pursuits and things that you enjoy, and you have a lot of interests and things to be enthused about. So I'll miss you at the university, or I have missed you actually at the university. It's been a while since I've seen you. So just, everything everyone said, I completely agree with. And I just want to thank you for your years of kind of being there for me when I've needed help. So have fun in retirement.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Steve. And I remember you as one of our junior researchers down in the lab in the very early days, working away with your spectroscopy programs on the old CE 1.5. So
Yeah, that was a long time back, wasn't it?
It ages both of us, so, but it brings back a lot of so thank you.
Thank you.
So, Dr. Mara would like to, now he's here with his wife Jan, and we would like to give them an opportunity to reflect on Dr. Mara's career at UW.
Thank you, Swati, and I really would like to be very brief. It's been a while sitting here, but I want to start by thanking everybody who organized this wonderful program. I know Lisa put a lot of work into it, so thank you. Thank you, Swati. I think Bill Freeberg will also help, and Dean. So, and anybody else who participated that I may not be aware of, but thank you for organizing. I really appreciate it. It's hard to believe that it's been 36 years since I started. 34 years, I'm sorry. My math is slipping. But, you know, it's been an honor and a privilege to be a faculty member here in radiology at UW. And I can't believe time has gone so fast. You know, that sounds trite, and I'm sure that younger faculty will say, you know, they won't understand what I mean by that, but I would bet that older colleagues who are close to retirement know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been a rare opportunity. It's been fun. And I'd like to say that whatever modest success I've had over the years has been entirely due to the wonderful people I've had an opportunity to be associated with. And, they've been many, myriad over the years. And, too many people to acknowledge and by name. I would like to just mention that one of the things that I've had is I've had the opportunity to work with 4 outstanding chairmen over the years that have greatly helped in guiding my career and inspiring me and supporting me over the years. Starting with Al Moss, who first recruited me to come here, and then through Norm Beauchamp, who came in and expanded the research mission of the department, and I was fortunate to be a part of that. And then Bill Schumann, who spoke a little while ago, who's a long friend and colleague that he was here when I started, but he took over as the interim chair for a while and supported me through a difficult period. And I really appreciate that. And finally, Chancellor Hani, Bishad, you've been here the shortest, but I really admired your strength and your leadership in leading the department through this COVID crisis, and I think that's proves your medal, so to speak. And I thank you very much for the honor with the named lectureship. I really am humbled by that honor. Most of all, though, I think that my career was shaped, formed, things I've learned have come from my many colleagues that I've had the opportunity to be associated with over the years, faculty colleagues, both within the department as well as in multiple other departments across campus. And I really thank them for those friendships and opportunities. I also want to thank the many residents and fellow trainees that I've been associated with over the years. Because you've made my career meaningful, and you've provided inspiration and fun, and you've also taught. I hope that I've been able to impart some knowledge and wisdom to you, but you taught me a lot through your probing questions, where you challenge long-held beliefs, and that helps move science forward. So I thank you for that. Lastly, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the many wonderful staff that I've been had the pleasure of working with over the years. Without you and your unwavering support, I wouldn't have been able to succeed. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart. You know, I'm sure that I've made more than my share of errors and missteps over the years, but I like to think and hope that I've learned from those. And I hope that I've been able to, in some small way, leave the sections that I've been associated with and been responsible for, leave them better off than when I started. I don't know, time will be the judge of that, but what I do know is that as I retire, I leave these sections in good hands with promising young leaders that will carry them forward in the future. So Team Shibata will continue to move the neuroradiology section and grow it in stature and in reputation across the country as the years go by. Similarly, Swati Rani will continue to move this MR research laboratory forward and continue its important mission of producing and supporting first-class science and medicine in the lab that will make the department proud and the university proud and will ultimately help our patients. And finally, the partnership will continue between Mike Arelnick and Swati Rani in carrying the mission of the brain imaging core forward and carrying out the traditions of intellectual development research and the development of disease research that we've been able to accomplish over the last 20 plus years. If I could digress for just a short bit, I'll keep it brief, but you know, over the years, people ask, I've often asked, you know, when is the right time to retire? And the answer usually comes back that when the time comes, you'll know it. And so, you know, I thought, well, perhaps one reaches burnout and finds it harder and harder to get up every morning to go to work. But that's not. And perhaps people find that their outside interests grow and become more important and more interesting than coming to work every day and taking care of our patients and teaching our trainees, pursuing an interesting research project. But that's not me either. But you know, I've long considered myself a techie person. I've always considered myself a techie person. I went into radiology because I was fascinated by the technology and machinery and what it could do to help diagnose patients' diseases and to help facilitate their care. And I jumped at the chance to be involved with CT very early on because I found it fascinating the way it could produce and unrivaled cross-sectional images of the body. And similarly, you know, I embraced MRI in its infancy because it was even more fascinating technology that could produce even more detailed images. I've long had fun playing with desktop computers, and I enjoy digital imaging and digital image manipulation. But I must say that recently I've become very frustrated and totally incompetent at trying to manage a Zoom teleconference or give a teaching conference, interactive teaching conference over Zoom. And as we moved recently into Zoom in our daily lives and become more dependent on it, Zoom has spoken to me and it says, now is the time to retire. So I wonder how many of my contemporary colleagues feel the same way. Anyway, that's my short story. I'd like to just conclude by saying that, you know, more than the technology, it's the people that I've most enjoyed and that I will miss the most as I retire. I've enjoyed coming to work every day and seeing all your smiling faces and enjoyed your warm friendship and your camaraderie and enjoyed having professional exchanges with you all over the years, and that's what I'll miss. But for the years that I have enjoyed that, I thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope that many of you will keep in touch. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Mara. We definitely all, whatever sections and editorial boards or labs or resident years that you've been, programs you've been part of, I think everybody has been really inspired by you. Downstairs, we all say that we are channeling Dr. Maravilla. This is how he would do this. So you will continue to guide us, and we know that you're available and we can talk to you anytime. I think even though you're retired, you will always be part of us in many different ways. So thank you very much. Is there anybody else from the Zoom who would like to add?
I just want to say a few words from my side, again, to reinforce Ken, your contribution, but your generosity with both the time, advice, mentorship, and support to many, those who are in the audience, but also those who have left this place. And this is something we will miss dearly. But we are also very happy that you will get to enjoy your retirement. So just again, thank you from my side.
Thank you again, Deshaun.
Hello, this is Cecil. Am I hearing me?
Yep.
Oh, anyway, I don't have much to add since there's so many other people said everything I would have thought about saying. But one thing I must say is that, once you move down to be near the MRI building near my lab, I was able to talk to you quite often, and I was really surprised that a person who was obviously so busy still had time for me. And I think that must be the case with everybody. It seems like we not only talked about a little bit of science, but we also kind of migrated into talking about travel and photography and a bunch of other things. I never got the impression you were trying to get rid of me because you were too busy, but you were always busy when I got there, but you never seemed to have any reason to think I never had a reason to think I wasn't welcome. So I really appreciate that, and I did enjoy your companionship over all of these many years. And the idea that you were down there in the MRI, but you could see what's going on, was really great for me. I appreciate that. I hope you really enjoy your retirement. And perhaps we can get together once this pandemic thing is cleared up a little bit. We're all kind of getting a little cabin fever here.
Thank you, Cecil. Thanks. The pleasure again has been all mine, and I much enjoyed our talks, both professional and relaxing. And give my best to Joyce, and we'll look forward to seeing you back at our home again after COVID permits.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Cecil, it's a very distinguished beard you have.
I was just saying that I got this beard when my razor broke when I was on a trip to Alaska, and I realized I could fix it, so I didn't want to buy another one. And by the time I got home, I figured, well, let's see what happens. And it saves me a lot of trouble. I mean, I don't have to shave every day. I also discovered that you can use the little shaver to work on your hair. I can give myself haircuts now. It's just as well as I can shave this part. But okay, enough about me.
So Ken, Dennis here, just briefly, just echoing what everyone has said. As somebody who was an early resident when you first came, and I remember some of your performances in the neurosurgery conference and that, where you were just civil and brilliant, and obviously immediately respected, and that combination of both being brilliant at things and civil, as everybody has said. And on one little aside, I'll put as a further note of that went obviously just in all the people you interacted with. I remember being in your office at one point many years ago when I was very junior, and I think it was something like maybe you were on the got on the phone for a minute or something like that. So my wandering eyes, there was a letter on your desk, and you had recently served and recently stepped down as one of the editors at AJR, I think it was, AJNR, I think it was at the time, or the rest. But anyway, I forget all that because I only saw like a little paragraph, and not that I was snooping, I think it was right there, and my eyes just immediately absorbed it. But it was a letter thanking you. But in it, there was warmth of the person who, and I have no idea who it was or the rest, but obviously the interactions that you had associated with the journal and the rest were such that it was just similar conveyance of the appreciation of your person beyond the work that you did as well. And I think we see it echoed in all of the comments that we have here. So thank you for being both of those in the course of your career here.
Thank you, Dennis. Again, more fond memories that you bring back. I thank you for your service over the years and for your friendship.
I think we have 5 more minutes. If anybody wants to add anything, or do you want? Thank you, Dr. Maravilla, and for all your service and mentoring and training.
Is there a way for us all to applaud?
There is on the, if you go to the participants page, you can
Actually, the way deaf people applaud is like this.
Yes, yes.
Because they'll be deaf.
Let's see. There's go back. Oh,
you go to participants.
One of the bad things about Zoom is that, you know, I mentioned before about my I don't know what's the right word, can't think of the right word, but my hesitancy with Zoom, but is that you don't get feedback. So, you know, if you drop a joke or you expect a reaction from the audience, there is no feedback. So that's somewhat disarming to somebody who's given lectures over the years and expects that response.
Okay.
so we can't have fun and enjoy. Hopefully, we'll be post-COVID soon, and you could go back to travel and that type of thing.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you. Thank you.
I found myself, I'm like a cat staring at birds out the window. They make this noise when I see planes taking off. I just see myself in a seat drinking a gin and tonic, leaving the family, and I start going, I don't know if anyone else has that when they see planes overhead.
It's Ivy. It's Ivy.
Of course it's me. Who else would say that? I'm going to miss you, Ken.
Sorry, I didn't recognize your voice. I miss you. We used to have those great conferences.
Yes, so.
You would
Yes.
present the contra viewpoint.
Always difficult.
And we would discuss it, but always appreciated. You always brought in very valid concerns.
I guess that's one thing you won't miss in retirement.
We solved them together, or at least most of them.
I greatly appreciated your patience.
Thank you. I wish you and Jeff and Scott the best. We were a good team.
We're all going to miss you a ton.
There are a lot of comments coming in the Zoom, in the chat, so Lisa will collect that and make sure that you have a chance to go through them.
I have a quickie little comment, if you have a chance. One of the things I remembered, which I still remember quite often, is on occasions, I used to go up to on main campus and go to some humanities type lectures. And I noticed that many times the lecturer would just read for about an hour. And it was carefully scripted and a giant presentation. But I also remember when Ken was saying early on with the with his telephone and stuff, or his iPad, he said, I can stand out in the hallway before my talk and re-edit the whole thing. He's able to talk about his subject without spending 2 hours preparing a talk. And I think that's the indication of what he can do. It was.
I'll let you in on a little secret, Chief. Well, I actually did spend 2 hours and even more on my talk. I just did it.
But you also rearranged all the slides, is what you're telling me at that particular occasion.
Yeah, I did that. I did do that.
There are a lot more comments in the chat.
Okay. Like I want to read.
Yeah. Okay then, thank you everybody for joining us today.
Yes, thank you everybody. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Dr. Morrell, for coming all the way here and for everything.
Thank you, Deb.
There's a lot of people on Zoom. How many people were up there?
Quite a
Tons.
bit. There were tons, yeah. Yep, tons.
I saw 58 at one point, but wasn't keeping track of it.
Is there a way to save the chat? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, I took tons of pictures, but it's recording and it'll save all the chat. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. And thank you. This is so good to bring people together, and so nice of you and to come visit us here.
Is Betsy in your office?
She's right
She's
there.
on Zoom. Yeah, she's on Zoom.
Oh, she's on Zoom.
Betsy, you want to say something?
Hi, Betsy. Can you hear me?
You're muted.
I always forget to unmute.
Hi, Betsy.
Hi, I just put it on chat. I'm not much of a public speaker, as you know.
Well, you occupy a special place in my heart, Betsy.
Well, same here.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
When I first came here, you write a letter, right? You get recruited and you write letters back and forth. So I'd like this. And one of my requests was that I wanted to be productive. I wanted to write papers and reports and letters, and I needed an excellent support person. And so when I got here, Betsy was here, and she was assigned as my first support person. So for years, Betsy would greet me with her smiling face at her desk every day, and I'd give her a little dictation. Everything back then, this is pre-computers, pre-everything. So you dictated on the thing, you gave it to your assistant, they would type it up, and then you get it edited in paper, hand it back, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, make a long story short, I give Betsy all these letters and these reports and these papers, and she'd type them up. It seemed like, 5 minutes later, she'd have it back to me. If it was a letter, paper might take 10 minutes, but at any rate, it would come back, and I begin to notice that I dictate a letter, and it would come back and it would sound better than what I dictated. And the grammatical mistakes were non-existent. There was no spelling errors, and you know, I just couldn't understand this. But it made me a lot more productive, and it made people think that I could write a much better letter than I actually could. And of course, the downside of that was then people started asking me to write letters of recommendation because they came out so good that they thought I really knew how to write one. But it was Betsy. And one other thing that I should mention, and embarrass Betsy a little bit more, was that I noticed that every day Betsy would be at her desk, eagerly awaiting my arrival and whatever work I had for her that day. And I also began to notice that if I took some time off, I traveled, went to a meeting or took some vacation, Betsy seemed to coincidentally have a similar vacation time. And so if I was there, Betsy was there, but if I took vacation, Betsy was gone. And I asked her one day, you know, I don't have to take vacation, but I take vacation. So I'm not doing that. I just visit my mother, so I don't need to have any special time off. Anyway, Betsy,
She continues to take the same approach.
I know. I've noticed it over the years. And you're a gem, Betsy. You've been so helpful in my career and my support. I thank you, and like I say, not just the work, but just your personality and your friendship. You have a special place.
Well, thank you. You give me too much credit, but thank you.
All right, tiny token, sort of courtesy of Rudy, who's in the corner there.
Oh, Rudy?
Yes, because he knows your taste.
Rudy, how are you?
I'm good.
It's so nice.
And thank you for everything. This is on behalf of me and Marty.
Oh my goodness, Rudy, so nice. This is my wife, Jan. Rudy's was in our lab for years, and he's the wine connoisseur that I had mentioned to you.
Now to help the social part, right?
Thank you so much. I will enjoy these immensely.
I will think of you. Remember that bottle of champagne you gave me? I still have it, so when I retire, I'll pop it up.
Okay. You deserve it. Don Perignon, as I remember.
Yes, please. I saw it the other day when I went to my wine storage. I'm like, oh, it's still here, good. Looking forward to it. So when my time comes as well.
Okay.
I'm right behind you, so you're 34, I'm 32. So.
Oh, not much better. Did you come with Marty or?
Yes.
Okay, 'cause I remember recruiting Marty.
And Kevin and.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see that again.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Great to see you, and thank you for coming.
No, thank you.
Great.
You missed it.
And, like I say, I will enjoy these. So nice. Where are you? Are you at SLU still?
Yes, still. Okay. Yeah. Well, most of the time at home now. Well, except 3 days a week I go because I have to run the experiments and research and so on and so on.
Mm-hmm.
But fortunately, if I was on Zoom all day, I would be tired too.
See, I told you, contemporary. We think alike.
But they already left. I tried to tell them that I'm like, okay. Because it's very early, right? And they didn't, yeah. I think Dr. Shibata in the neuro section, we're gonna come in here around now.
Okay.
So,
so there's enough people, enough social distance.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Well, thank you again for everything, Sean.
Oh, no.
Appreciate it. Thank you for organizing this, and thank you for the honor of
My God.
lectureship.
You know, that's the least we could do, and your service, your contribution to the department, and the investment you have made here, I think we'll remember that forever. And certainly when times are better, my hope would be to take you and out in a smaller group for dinner or something.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Like that.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
trying to figure out what is the Ken Maravilla listed in awards for excellence in urology. Excuse me. Oh, Giselle, did you want to speak?
Yes, hi. Sorry, I'm driving. I stopped now on the side. I just want to say, Ken, thank you so much for everything. I came to University of Washington. It was my first year, and I learned so much from you. It's your wisdom, your knowledge, your kindness. I don't know. We're gonna miss you so much. Good luck. Good luck in your retirement. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. We can hear you.
And I think Norbert joined. I think so. Yeah, Norbert joined probably. Yeah, awesome.
Hi, Norbert.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you, Giselle. I appreciate your comments.
Hi, Ken. It's Norbert Yee.
Hi, Norbert.
Can you hear me?
I
Hi.
can hear you. Good to hear from you and Giselle. Thank you for joining.
Oh, it's the least we could do. I'm at work at the moment, but yeah, congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for the teaching and the mentorship and also the friendship and the glasses of wine we enjoyed together. It's fantastic. And when all this is over, we should get together again.
That would be nice. Thank you. Remember you both fondly.
And I'm sure Aiden sends his regards from New Zealand as well.
San Diego. San Diego meeting. We got together.
Yep.
Dinner.
Yep. San Diego at Nobu, across the road from the convention center.
Yep.
Yep. It's fantastic.
Good meal.
Yep. And all the best in your retirement. And yeah, when COVID's over, we'll meet again.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, Ken. Yep. Take care.
Well, the nurse section should be here shortly.
Were they coming from Harvey?
No, it's supposed to be whoever's in the read room is supposed to stop by, like Dr. Hayner, Dr. Shibata. Supposedly Dr. Shibata brought a case. So, well, I think we'll stop the recording. Does anybody else want to say anything? Okay, I think I will stop the recording.
Thank you for doing that.